We now have heard from former National Security Advisor John Bolton and former attorney to Donald Trump and friend of the show, Michael Cohen. Both believe that Donald Trump probably has, one, more documents at some of his other houses, and number two, even copies of the documents that were seized by the FBI. And it really wouldn't be surprising that both are true. Let's first listen to Trump's former national security advisor, John Bolton. Not a guy that I like politically. I think he is a depraved, warmongering individual, but I've not known him to be overtly dishonest in interviews that he does when it comes to just basic factual matters. Sure, he'll distort about the case for war. He's done that before. But he has appeared to be completely straightforward, at least on factual matters of this sort. Take a listen to what he had to say when he was interviewed.
Well, given that it's Donald Trump we're talking about, I'm not surprised in the slightest, and I wouldn't be surprised if there were more highly classified documents at Bedminster or some other residence of his. I just think it's important that everybody, whether they're pro-Trump or anti-Trump or whatever their position is, to try and take a deep breath here, let this process play out. You know, the filing that was done last night in the United States that included that picture that you've shown there and a lot of information about the documents and about Trump's obstruction is the word they use, the refusal to turn them over to the National Archives, is revealing bit by bit the seriousness of the case. And we don't know all the details yet. It could be very, very serious. But my strong urging to everybody is stay calm. Let's let it play out. We've got due process in the United States. The facts will come out here, but let's not jump to conclusions that the Justice Department is an arm of the Democratic Party on the one hand, or that Trump ought to go to jail tomorrow on the other.
Yeah. And of course, there's no evidence that this Justice Department investigation is operating at the direction of Joe Biden or any such thing. Now, we heard something similar from Michael Cohen. Michael Cohen tweeted, quote, I have been saying this since the FBI raid. I believe Trump has copies, potentially other documents as well, at other locations, including his children's homes, Weisselberg's Florida home. Alan Weisselberg is the CFO, now indicted, of Trump's business, Bedminster, New Jersey golf course, Fifth Avenue apartment, etc. Now, if this is true, and it's completely plausibly true, there are probably foreign spies already trying to infiltrate those locations. With how easy it has been for foreign agents to get into Mar-a-Lago over the last few years, it would not be shocking at all that some of our adversaries are already looking at whether Donald Trump has other documents or copies of documents at some of his other homes. And we talked earlier about, is the DOJ being political if they are deliberately waiting until after the midterms to indict Trump? The more I learn, the more it sounds like they're nowhere near ready to charge, because they may need to have more search warrants. They may need to try to find documents at other of Trump's homes, the way things are looking. And at this point, from a national security standpoint, it has to be assumed that everything's compromised. Any of these documents that Trump took, it has to be assumed that our adversaries may have gotten their hands on them. It has to be assumed that there are copies because it's Trump, after all. And the person who is now trying to clean up this mess, but only making things worse, is Donald Trump's spokeswoman, Liz Harrington. Let's talk about her next.